Everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets from New York. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets. Oh, they're hollering, they're cheering, and they're jumping in their seats. Where do they go? To meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the orange and blue. So hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball. But the Mets of New York town. Give 'em a yell, give 'em a hand, and let 'em know you're rooting instead. Come on and beat the Mets, beat the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed you have the time of your life, because the Mets are really something to ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. The east side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York. Of New York.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another stream of the 79 Mets replay using Payoff Pitch. And we're right about to get started. This is game 161 using a 9.8-inch iPad with the iScore app that keeps track of all our stats. On the mound for the Mets today is Pete Falcone in his last start and John Urea for the Cardinals. We are in St. Louis at Busch Stadium. It's a little bit better for left-handers than it is for right-handers. So Mets lineup, let's get started with that. It's Frankie Taveras at shortstop. Now I want to check something on Taveras. Taveras had 25 errors fielding. 25 errors during the season, and here he has 17 errors. Now, Richie Hebner had about 25 errors as well. And in our replay, Richie Hebner has 22 errors. Let's see. Flynn is not in the game. And those are basically the main three players. So Hebner is about equal to the errors that he had, but the shortstop Taveras is a little bit short. And Flynn is the only other one that we have to check out. And when he comes in the game, we'll check him out. All right, so it's going to be Frankie Taveras leading it off at shortstop, Bruce Beauclair in right field. Batting second, batting third is Lee Mazzilli playing first base. Richie Hebner, the third baseman. In the cleanup spot, Joel Youngblood, center field. Batting fifth. Batting sixth is Dan Norman. He's a left fielder tonight. And Ron Hodges, the catcher. Kelvin Chapman, the second baseman. Batting eighth. And batting ninth is Pete Falcone. So we're going to right about to get started, and there it goes. Play ball 7. We're going to look at the pitcher card first. That's a patient, and the pitcher shows his patience. It does not pay off here because it's a fly ball to center field. Tony Scott is playing center. Defense for St. Louis is Kevin Smith on left, Tony Scott in center, Jim Lentine in right. And in the infield, it's Cerise at third, Templeton is short, Tyson at second, and Roger Freed at first, with Swisher behind the plate and John Urea pitching. Bruce Beauclair. That's a 10. That's a tough pitch, 27, and that's strike 3. Beauclair strikes out. Lee Mazzilli now. That's a 3. That's defense. There you go. There's your defense. And we're going to pull a defensive card. It's going to say error third base, Kenny Reitz. Will Kenny Reitz make an error? We don't know. We'll find out. Let's look at his card. Real error is E4. So at Busch Stadium, that translates into a 1-19 error. We roll a 31. And that's going to be a line shot. And Kenny Reitz grabs it at third. And that retires the side. So let us get the lineups, the batting lineup for the St. Louis Cardinals real quick here. It's Pete Falcone on the mound for the Mets tonight. Left-hander. He was 6-14 with a 4.16 RA. Leading off is Templeton is short, lead time, right field, batting second. Batting third is Tony Scott, the center fielder. In the cleanup spot is Roger Freed, the first baseman. Kenny Reitz batting fifth, third baseman. Steve Swisher, the catcher, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Kevin Smith, the left fielder. Mike Tyson at second base, batting eighth, and John Urea, the pitcher. Here's a pitch from Falcone. 7, that's a tough pitch. 39, and that's going to be a strikeout. Oh, wait a second. Nope, that's going to be a line drive base hit for Templeton against a lefty. So you got to look at the left side of the batting card. I have to remind myself to do that. Snake eyes, that's defense. Again, another defense. We're going to pull error third base. So here's Richie Hebner, third base. And I believe he's a 4 third base. He's actually Richie Hebner's a 2 at third base. So that's 1-37. We rolled a 91. So that's going to be a line drive and caught by Hebner. So 1 away. And that's a 10. In play 40. In play 40 against a lefty. That's going to be popped up to the right side. And that's second baseman Chapman calls for it. Makes the catch. And here's Roger Freed. That's a 9. Patient 27. And that's going to be ball 4. So first and second with 2 outs for Kenny Reitz. Kenny Reitz versus lefties batted .318. Here's the pitch. That's an 8. That's patient 23. And that's going to be a opposite field liner into right field. And the runner, Templeton, is going to score. Templeton is at least a 6. And Freed is at least a 6 as well. He's an 8. And that's going to one runner is going to score and the other runner is going to make it to third. First and third, it's a 2-out RBI single by Kenny Reitz. And that puts the Cardinals up by a run here, 1-0 in the bottom of the first. There's 2 outs. Steve Swisher, 6. That's a tough pitch, 72. And that's going to be, just missed being a tough pitch. Holy smokes. It was almost a hit there in that section of the card. That's going to be a fly out center field. Youngblood on the run and catches up to it. And that retires the side. 1-0 Cards after 1. Urea on the mound for the Cards. 6 in play, 96. That's going to be an out fly ball to right. Jim Lentine makes the catch. Joe Youngblood. Patient 92. Patient 92, and that's going to be a ground ball shortstop. Gary Templeton fires the first. Out number 2. And it's Dan Norman, 6. In play 14. And that's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through into center field. Played by Scott in center and gets it in to Tyson. So Norman's not going to be running. Ron Hodges. That's a 7. Patient 37. A patient 37 is a base on balls. And it's Kelvin Chapman, 8. Patient 93. Patient 93. And that's going to be a fly ball left field. And that's going to retire the side. So 1-0. We go to the bottom of the second. Pete Falcone and Kevin Smith. It's a ballpark, 54. He's a righty. So it goes up to 49. So that's in play, 79. That's going to be an out ground ball to short. Frankie Taveras fires the first. 1 away. Mike Tyson is next. That's a 9. Patient 83. A patient 83 against a lefty, and that's a grounder again up the middle, but Taveras is there and throws out Tyson. Pitcher is an 11. Pitcher hitting card 11. That's a 6. That's tough. A tough 50. And that's strike 3. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Falcone. right. Pete Falcone at the plate. 7, patient 25. And that's going to be a ground ball and through into the outfield for a single. Frank Taveras, 3, defense. This is the third defense that we've had. And it's going to be error third base on Reitz. It's got to be a low number. That's a 90, so it's not going to be. It's going to be a line out. I just make them line outs on those defense to the corners. Only to the corners. Beauclair, 9, patient, 97. And that's going to be a fly ball, right field. Lentine there makes the catch, 2 outs. Mazzilli now, 6 in play, 43, in play, 43. And that is a pop-up to the right side, Mike Tyson. And that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the third. Gary Templeton, he's 1 for 1. He's singled. That's a 10, in play, 18. Here's another single. He's 2 for 2 on the day. And we're going to see if Templeton gets a lead. He had 25 stolen bases. So he does not. Lentine, that's a 4. That's wheelhouse. A wheelhouse 85 against, wait a second, that was 18. That was in play 18. Yeah. Wheelhouse 85. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Let's see if we can get a double play out of this. It's got to be low, and it is. We rolled a 3. Anything below a 7 and an 8. It's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. 2 outs. Nice turn by the Mets. It goes Taveras to Chapman to Mazzilli. Tony Scott now with 2 outs and nobody on. And that's an 8, patient 16. Patient 16, and that's ball 4. Tony Scott had 37 stolen bases. We're going to try to get a lead here. 6 or less, we roll an 8, so we don't get the lead. Roger Freed. Here's the pitch. It's a 4, wheelhouse. 31. Oh, right outside of wild pitch range. So it's a 4, a wheelhouse 31 against a lefty, and that's going to be a double. And this is going to score Tony Scott with 2 outs. 2-out RBI double by Freed puts the Cards up by a score of 2-0 in the bottom of the third. Here's Kenny Reitz. And that's a defensive call again. That's going to be error shortstop on Taveras. We're going to take a look at what happens here. Taveras is a 3, so that's going to be a 1-26, and we roll a 20. So that's going to be, what kind of an error? Is it a 1 or 2 base error? It's going to be a 1 base error, allowing Freed to go to third. So that's his 18th error of the season. And now it's Steve Swisher with runners on first and third and 2 out here in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch to Swisher. Snake Eyes defense again. And this is going to be error first base, Mazzilli. Let's see, look at Mazzilli's rating real quick. And at first base, he's a 3. So we're looking at a 1-26, and we roll a 98. So that's line and caught by Mazzilli. And that's all she wrote for inning number 3. And it's 2-0 Cards. We go to the top of the 4th. Oh, who's there? Philip is there. Good evening. Al, Red Sox fan. Let's go Mets. All right. 9, patient 37. Patient 37 is a walk. So Hebner's on at first with a walk, and it's Youngblood. A 10 is a tough 11. That's going to be strike 3. High Cheese gets Youngblood. And that's a 4, patient 44. And that's going to be a hit by pitch. So Dan Norman gets plunked. So first and second, 1 out. And it's Ron Hodges. That's an 11. That's defense. That's our 5th defense. Range second base. Tyson at second base. His range is a C. That's going to be a 1-49 as a hit. And we roll a 93. So that won't be a hit. And let's see what that becomes. Kind of an out is that. That's going to be a ground ball double play, A or B. And he's not an A or B range, so it's not going to be a double play. It's going to be a fielder's choice. He's a C range. So that's going to be a fielder's choice with one out, 4-6. So that's Tyson to Templeton. And we got runners on first and third now. And Kelvin Chapman, the batter. Here's the pitch from Urea. 6 in play, 18. In play 18. This may get us a hit, and no. It only goes up to 15. Kelvin Chapman batted 136 versus righty. So all you get is basically a hit in 1 to 15, and we rolled an 18, and that's going to be an out. That's going to be lined and caught by the shortstop, Templeton. And that retires the side. Kevin Smith, Tyson, and Urea. Here's the pitch from Falcone. That's a 9. Patient 54. Patient 54 is an out, a fly ball to right. Bruce Beauclair is out there. Mike Tyson. It's ballpark, 45. He's a righty, and that's within the wheelhouse range. That's a 77. That's not going to. It's going to be a fly ball center field. Hit on the screws, but right at the center fielder. Youngblood. And it's Urea now. He's an 11. That's an 8. Patient 61. Patient 61, and that's going to be a fly ball to right. Bruce Beauclair again. And that retires the side. We go to the top of the 5th. It's 2-0. Cardinals lost a lot of games in this replay. 5. We're up to 106 losses. Tough. 24. Tough pitch. 24. Strike 3. Taveras. That's a 3. That's going to be defense. Range left field. Kevin Smith is in left. Kevin Smith range is an A range. So 1 to 27 is a hit. We roll a 44. So that's going to be a ball that Kevin Smith runs down and left for out number 2. And it's Bruce Beauclair. Beauclair's 0 for 2 today. He's struck out and flied out. That's an 11. That's defense. And that's going to be range left field again. And what do we say? He was an A. So that's 1 to 27. And this time it's going to be a 61. Another ball in the corner. And Smith runs it down. Nice sliding play by Smith in left field. Well, bottom of the 5th, Pete Falcone against Gary Templeton, Jim Lentine, and Tony Scott. That's a 9. That's Patient. That's a 12. And that's going to be a ball that's driven into the gap. That's going to split the outfielders. It's going to roll to the wall. Templeton's got some speed. But nope, they're going to hold him up at second base. So it's a leadoff double for Templeton. Lentine next. That's a 10. That's in play 86. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Taveras looks at Templeton. Keeps him at second. 1 out. Tony Scott. That's a 6. That's a tough pitch. And that's a 66. A tough 66. And that just missed being a hit range by 1. Ground ball second base. Chapman. Moving to third is Templeton. Unless I roll a 1 and I roll a 5. It's like 90% that the guy at second goes to third on a grounder to second or to first. And it's Roger Freed. Roger Freed is 1 for 1, a walk and a double. Gary Templeton is on a third base. It's 2-0. Cardinals, 8. Patient, 68. And that's going to be a fly ball center field. And right there is Youngblood, and that retires the side. We go to the top of the 6th. We're moving and grooving in this game. It's 2-0 Cardinals. Urea versus Mazzilli, Hebner, and Youngblood. That's a 7. Patient, 91. And that's a ground ball to short, Gary Templeton. Throws him out. Richie Hebner. Tough, 11. Strike 3. 2 outs. And now it's Joe Youngblood who's 0 for 2. That's an 8. Patient, 39. A Patient, 39. And that's going to be A ball that's pulled down into left field corner, and that's going to rattle around out there. Around second is Youngblood, and he's going to try for 3. And here's the throw, and he is safe under the tag. So a 2-out triple for Joel Youngblood. Ran through a stop sign, but he's safe. Danny Norman, here's the pitch. That's a 9. That's a patient 37. Patient 37, and that's going to be a line drive base hit to left. And Kevin Smith plays it on a hop, and the Mets are on the board 2-1. Dan Norman, clutch 2-out single, and it's Ron Hodges. And that's a 10. That's tough 21, and that is strike 3, and Hodges down swinging, and that retires the side. But the Mets do pick up a run. And it's 2-1 ball game here going into the 6th inning. Pete Falcone is still in the game for the Mets. Kenny Reitz. That's 7. Tough 36. A tough 36. It's going to be a ball that splits the gaps, and that's going to one hop off the wall. And that's going to be a leadoff double for Reitz. Steve Swisher next. That's a 5. That's ballpark. A 64 is going to be in play. And we roll a something, 86. In play, 86. And that's a ground ball shortstop. Taveras looks Reitz back to second for the first out. Kevin Smith. That's a 7. That's tough. And that's a 00, which is going to take us to the rare play chart. What's up, guys? Rare play chart. Let's see. This first time I'm looking at the charts with a runner at first. This could be have to go to the chart on this because 3. This could be a pass ball. B, C, or D, or F. B, C, D, or F. Let's see what Hodges is. Pass ball rating for Hodges. Pass ball rating for Hodges. Where's that? Let's see if we can find that. All right. Pass ball rating for. Let me look at this again here. Hold on a second. Oh, range. I'm sorry. I'm looking for range. I'm not looking for pass ball rating. His range is a C, so it is a pass ball. That's going to allow Kenny Reitz to go to third. So we're going to click on Reitz. We're going to click goes to third, and then we're going to find pass ball, and he's at third base. Now the infield's in for the Mets. Here's a pitch with the infield in. That's a tough pitch, 0-9, and that's strike 3. Big strikeout for Pete Falcone. Blows it by Kevin Smith. And now it's Mike Tyson, and what we're going to do is we're going to walk Tyson and pitch to Urea. Let's walk Tyson. Tyson batted against lefties 260, and Urea is not a bad hitting pitcher, but I don't think. Let me see. Let's look real quick. Well, we don't want to roll patient. $132. You know what? It's not. It's pretty much the same here, except for one section. We're going to pitch to Tyson. Here's the pitch to Tyson. That's a 6. That's a tough pitch. A tough 51, and that's going to be a line drive base hit, and that scores run number 3. Big hit for Mike Tyson here, driving in run number 3 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Exactly what the Mets didn't want to happen happened. Pete Falcone. Trying to read the comments. 9, patient 72, a patient 72 against the pitcher Urea. And that's going to be an out. It's a fly ball center field. Youngblood puts it away, and that retires the side. But the Cardinals pick up another run here in the bottom of the 6th. We go to top of the 7th. It's 3-1 Cards. Urea, fatigue 5, but he hasn't given up 3 runs yet, so he's going to hang in there. Chapman, that's a 5. A tough 16, and that's strike 3. Kelvin Chapman strikes out. We got a pinch hitter. It's going to be Ed Kranepool to pinch hit. This is Ed Kranepool's last season with the Mets. And I'm going to try to pinch hit him as much as I can here till the end. Let's see. Man, I can't find him. There he is. He's right in the middle. All right, Ed Kranepool with one out. And that's a 7. That's patient 0-1, and that's going to be ball 4. So Urea walks Kranepool. Frankie Taveras now. Taveras is 0 for 3. That's a 4. A patient 63, and that's going to be an out. Could be a double play. An 8 and a 7, and we roll the 4. So it's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. They turn it. Cards turn the double play, and that ends the inning. New pitcher for the Mets here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. It will be, who will it be? It will be Dwight Bernard. He's going to face Templeton, Lentine, and Scott. That's a 9. Patient 49. A patient 49 against a righty is going to be a ground ball to first base. If I roll a 1 or a 2, he flips it to the pitcher. He does not, so Mazzilli takes it himself. 3 unassisted. Lentine, 10. In play, 0-7. And 10 is in play, 0-7. That's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through under the glove, under Taveras' glove for a single. So Lentine is on with 1 out. Tony Scott. That's an 8 in play, 42. And that's going to be a ground ball to the first baseman. Now, this may be a double play if we roll low enough. And I think we do. And we do. It's going to be a 3-6-3. Mazzilli, Taveras, back to Mazzilli. And that ends the inning. So the Mets flashing some leather here in the bottom of the 7th inning to stay in the game, 3-1, within striking distance for the Mets bats. Bruce Beauclair leading it off. It's Beauclair, Mazzilli, and Hebner in the top of the 8th. 8, patient, 40, and nope, won't do it. Won't do it. Ground ball, first base. Does he flip to the pitcher? He does not. Fried takes it himself. Lee Mazzilli. That's a 6 in play, 79. And that's a fly ball, center field. Back goes Scott and runs it down. Richie Hebner with 2 outs, top of the 8th. And that's going to be patient 36, and that's going to be ball 4. So, yes, 2-out walk to Hebner, and it's Joe Youngblood. That's a 6 in play, 59, and that's not going to do it. That's going to be a fly ball, right field. Lentine in the gap makes the catch, and that retires the side. So Dwight Bernard is still in there for the Mets. It's going to face Roger Fried, Ken Reitz, and Steve Swisher. That's a 10 in play, 55. And that's going to be a line drive base hit to left, played on a hop by Norman. So it's a leadoff single by Fried. Now, Fried against righties batted 1,000. No wonder. He mostly played against lefties. But he was 2 for 2 against righties with a home run. Holy smokes. All right. Kenny Reitz. That's a 6 in play, 26. An in play 26 is going to be a line drive caught by the second baseman, Chapman. Timed his leap perfectly. Nice catch by Kelvin Chapman. Not that it's regular second baseman. It's usually Flynn out there. This is the last couple of games in the season, so they're giving Chapman, who spent most of the year in the minors, an opportunity. 7, tough, a tough 0-3, a strike 3. Swisher strikes out for out number 2. So Bernard blows it by Steve Swisher. I used to always call his son, played with the Yankees and the Braves and a couple other teams, Steve Swisher. 8 in play, 23. And that's going to be a 2 outs, a ball long single into the gap in center. And over to third goes Fried. So it's first and third here with 2 outs. It's going to be Mike Tyson. Here's the pitch from Bernard to Tyson. 6 in play, 68. And that's going to be a ground ball. Nope, that's going to be a line drive and caught by the second baseman, Chapman. And that retires the side. So the Cards leave 2, score none. We go to top of the 9th. Last licks for the Mets. And are we going to pull a closer? Let's look at a closer for Mark Littell. I'm going to bring in Mark Littell. There he is. Mark Littell is going to face Dan Norman, Ron Hodges, and Kelvin Chapman. Here's the pitch. That's a 6, tough 19. A tough 19 is strike 3, Dan Norman. Back to the bench, Ron Hodges. 9, patient 0-2, and that's going to be ball 4. So runner on at first. And Kelvin Chapman, 5, patient, a patient 55. And that's not going to do it. That's going to be a fly ball, high fly, shallow right. In comes Lentine, back goes Tyson, and Lentine calls him off at the last minute. And that's out number 2, and it's time for a pinch hitter. I'm going to bring in Doug Flint to pinch hit. Why not? I really don't care who pinch hits at this point. And there goes Doug Flynn, 9, patient 29. A patient 20, just right outside of the hit range by like 2 points or 2 numbers. 8-27 would have been a hit for Doug Flynn. It's a 29. That's going to be the ball game, folks. Popped up to the right side, and that is Roger Fried calling for it, makes the catch, and that's the ball game. Mets lose another one. Their 106th loss of the year, 1979 nightmare season for the Mets. I'm going to input the John Urea gets the win. Mark Littell picks up a save. I got 2 more games to go in this replay, guys. The loss is going to go to Pete Falcone, unfortunately. Pitched pretty well. Gave up only 3 runs. And let's read the line score. Mets, 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error, 8 left on base. The Cardinals, 3 runs, 10 hits, no errors, and 8 left on base. And I want to go real quickly just back to the game because I want to find out what, let's see, Doug Flynn. I want to click on Flynn for a second because I want to see how many errors he committed. Doug Flynn has 12 errors, and in reality, he had 16 errors in the season. So that's it, guys. That's the ball game for tonight, and I'm going to play the last 2 games, and then I'm going to start playing some deep drive baseball and go back to my 2015 Mets that actually win a few games using Strat, and then I'm going to start playing replay. So I'm going to get those out. I'm going to put away my payoff pitch for a while, and until I get the urge again. But that's going to be it for payoff pitch for a little while until I get, like I said, the urge again to play payoff pitch. But the Mets lose it. They lose their 50, I believe, 53. I'll check their record right now. Let me check their record. They are Mets. Mets are 54 wins and 107 losses. Holy smokes. They got 2 more games with the Cardinals. They won the first game against the Cardinals 3-2 and lost the second one 3-1. And that's all she wrote. Take care, guys.